You knew Sheryl Swoopes was going to add her 2 cents here. She wanted Caitlin Clark to stand in there and keep in mind, Angel Reese is what, 6'4", Caitlin Clark's 6 foot. And and she got a problem with the fact that Aaliyah Boston grabbed Angel Reese. Well, Caitlin Clark's walking away. Why the hell are you going to grab her? Sheryl Swoopes is she can't help it.
Sheryl Swoopes is back in the headlines again. And no, it's not because she found peace. It's because she's firing off another anti-Caitlin Clark monologue with the passion of someone auditioning for a telenovela. This time, the target of her sermon is a flagrant foul committed by Clark on Angel Reese during Indiana's absolute beatdown of the Chicago Sky, a 93-58 masterclass that doubled as Clark's personal highlight reel. Reese went up for a layup, Clark shut it down like a bouncer at an exclusive club, and down went Angel, flailing like Swoopes' last attempt at unbiased commentary. The refs called it flagrant. Reese got a tech for her reaction, and Cheryl, well, she was already scribbling her next dramatic TED Talk titled Caitlin Clark, America's Problem Child. Think Swoopes is delusional? Let us know down in the comments.
Cheryl, do you agree with both Clark and Reese saying this was a basketball play, or was this flagrant foul bigger than that?
I don't have an issue with the foul. I thought it was a hard foul. Yep, I thought the refs got it right. My thing with that was, like, Stan did it.
Well, I knew it wouldn't be long before Cheryl's hate and Swoopes show her head on this situation between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Knowing that her hatred for Caitlin Clark runs deep, but you will not believe what she said today.
It all went down in what was supposed to be another fun rivalry game between Indiana and Chicago. Except this time, Caitlin Clark decided she was done playing nice. With Reese driving to the rim, Clark stepped up, made contact, and wrapped her up like leftover lasagna. The result? Reese hit the hardwood so hard you could feel the internet shaking. But here's where it got spicy. Clark didn't flex, didn't bark. She just turned and walked away like she had reservations at Nobu. Not even a glance back. Just vibes and victory.
I don't think Caitlin Clark is wrong for walking away, but I also have no issue saying she shouldn't have, with someone saying she shouldn't have, because if you've played ball, you know that, like, sometimes, like, if you're gonna go and intentionally foul somebody, and you know that they could react, you deal with it.
That walk away, iconic. Clark committed the foul, shrugged off the theatrics, and bounced like she had better things to do. Which, let's be honest, she probably did. Meanwhile, Reese popped up like she was spring-loaded, ready to throw hands and ad-libs. But Clark was already halfway to the huddle, looking more composed than a politician after a scandal. It was cold, it was calculated, and to half the arena, it was glorious. The other half booed like she'd just unplugged their Wi-Fi. Either way, the moment went viral faster than a baby goat video.
Returns to the Gills Arena podcast. Bigger, better, more delusional, more foolish than ever. Sheryl Swoopes, welcome back, Cheryl. We missed you over here. Caitlin Clark delivered a hard foul, and she walked away. It was a basketball play. Foul, you're not getting this layup. Walked away, that's it. Angel Reese stands up.
Before Reese could turn that energy into an on-court WWE audition, Aaliyah Boston slid in like a Netflix character trying to defuse a bar fight. In her effort to play peacemaker, she gave Reese a little nudge backward. Accident or not, it was just enough to make things even messier. Whistles blared, players stiffened, fans stood like it was the finale of a Broadway show. This wasn't just basketball, it was theater, and the script was dripping in drama. Enter Swoopes, stage left. But let's be clear, Sheryl Swoopes doesn't just critique Clark. She practically has a Pinterest board dedicated to it. Every game, every foul, every facial expression, Clark lives rent-free in Cheryl's mental real estate. After the Reese foul, Swoopes went full scorched earth on her podcast, claiming Clark acted like she owned the league. Never mind the fact that Clark practically does. Ticket sales, merch, TV ratings, the whole deal. But sure, let's focus on her body language.
Sheryl Swoopes is so jealous of Caitlin Clark, and she will advocate violence on Caitlin Clark. She was on Gil's Arena's podcast talking about how she was cool with the foul, but she wasn't cool because Caitlin Clark walked away from Angel Reese when Angel Reese was chasing her and Aaliyah Boston had to step in. And mind you, she had a problem with Aaliyah Boston stepping in. So she wanted Caitlin Clark to stand there and get hit by Angel Reese. And also on top of that, now she's advocating for the All-Star game to be removed from Indiana.
You know that one relative who always has an unsolicited opinion about everything, from your job to your outfit? That's Swoopes when it comes to Caitlin Clark. The second this foul happened, you could practically hear Cheryl cracking her knuckles and typing up a monologue. Within hours, her hot take was out in the wild, spicy enough to make jalapenos jealous. She wasn't subtle, she never is. Jumping on Gil's Arena. Like she had receipts and a revenge arc, Swoopes didn't even pretend to hold back. "I don't have a problem with the foul," she said. "My issue was with all the other stuff." Translation: she's mad Caitlin didn't stick around to argue with Reese. According to Swoopes, if you start the fire, you better dance in the flames, because apparently Clark's real crime wasn't the foul. It was having the audacity to walk away with dignity.
Sheryl Swoopes wants to see degenerate activity. Sheryl Swoopes wants to see bottom of the barrel activity. Sheryl Swoopes wants to see a bunch of nonsense taking place on the court. Cheryl, if it was a hard foul, why would Angel Reese get up the way she did? If it was just a hard foul, just a basketball play, why would Angel Reese get up the way she did?
If it was just a hard foul, just a basketball play, then why did Angel Reese get up the way she did? And then came the classic Swoopes special, the double standard rant. If Angel Reese or anyone else had made that same foul, she claimed the world would have erupted. But since it was Clark, the reaction was muted, sanitized, softened. According to Cheryl, Caitlin Clark is the golden child, immune to criticism, living in a media-protected bubble. Never mind that Clark gets body checked every game and still gets blasted by half the media like she's ruining the sport. But sure, Cheryl, go ahead and spin it like Clark's the chosen one, conveniently ignoring the fact that she's also the one taking elbows and criticism for breakfast.
Caitlin, if you're gonna foul, stand on it, Caitlin! Stand on it! What do they say in The Wizard of Oz? What did the lion say? Put him up, put him up! Is that what Sheryl Swoopes wanted to take place? Do these people just want to see Caitlin Clark get physically hurt? Did we not see her get physically hurt enough last year? Let's play a game of make-believe. Caitlin Clark, instead of walking away, instead of getting pulled away by her teammate, yeah, we'll get into it, she stands there. And what happens? Angel Reese yokes Caitlin Clark up, showing how mentally of a midget she is, showing how immature she is, showing how much of a degenerate she is. Is that what you wanted to take place, Cheryl?
Let's not forget, Swoopes is a 4-time WNBA champion and a certified legend. But right now, her legacy is starting to resemble that one ex who just can't stop talking about you at every party. At this point, Cheryl's obsession with Clark has more plot lines than a soap opera. When Clark was shattering records, Swoopes downplayed it. When Clark hit logo threes like they were layups, Swoopes said, "Let's see her do it against real competition." If Clark walked on water, Swoopes would probably demand to see if she could swim.
I mean, she got so much hate in her heart for this 6-foot white girl that's playing in the league, dominating everything.
Fans aren't blind. They've picked up on the pattern. This isn't analysis anymore. It's a vendetta. The kind of relentless fixation that makes you wonder if Caitlin Clark accidentally took Cheryl's parking spot one day. And while Clark keeps making history and rewriting the rules, Swoopes is stuck writing bitter scripts with the same predictable ending. Downplay, discredit, repeat. And let's talk about irony. This is a player who once carried the WNBA on her back, now dragging the league's newest star like she's a burden. Swoopes wants the WNBA to grow, but only on her terms. only if the spotlight shines where she deems it worthy. Heaven forbid a 22-year-old from Iowa comes in and sells out arenas faster than most teams can update their Twitter bios.
It's amazing how different somebody like Cynthia Cooper is to Sheryl Swoopes. They played together, but the level, the difference in the hateration, the pettiness, the jealousy that comes from one former player versus the other former player is stark.
Maybe that's the part that stings the most. Clark isn't just good, she's transformational. She's doing what hasn't been done before. Changing the game, changing the audience, bringing fresh energy, and doing it all while keeping her head down and letting her game speak. That kind of presence doesn't need validation from the old guard. It just needs space to run. And while Swoopes continues trying to rewrite the narrative, Clark just keeps writing history. Triple doubles, record-breaking ratings, sold-out crowds. These aren't flukes. These are facts. And they're happening whether Cheryl likes it or not.
You asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
Right? So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year, and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
If Swoopes wants to keep delivering monologues about what Clark should be doing, let her. The rest of us will be busy watching Caitlin Clark become the face of the league in real time. The scoreboard doesn't lie, and neither does the future. It's already arrived, and it's wearing number 22. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark's superstar gravitational pull, because it's the megawatt elephant in the arena. This game, oh yes, that game, was the rematch, and it did not disappoint. It wasn't just a WNBA game, it was a full-blown cultural event. The Fever Sky Showdown shattered local viewership records. Secondary ticket prices soared to levels usually reserved for Taylor Swift concerts. We're talking StubHub chaos. Why? Because 17,000 fans packed the arena like it was Game 7 of the finals, and millions more tuned in from their living rooms, bars, basements, and probably dentist offices. All this for a regular season game in May.
One word to describe Caitlin Clark.
Amazing. A beast. She is the truth.
This woman could play a pickup game on a driveway in flip-flops, and there'd still be a drone, a film crew, and at least 5,000 people in camping chairs chanting her name. The Caitlin Clark effect is realer than ever. A single foul from her launches debate segments, splits Twitter in half, and sends Hall of Famers into podcast overdrive. Forget being in the headlines. She is the headline.
And I mean, she's the truth, and she was a rookie, right? Yeah. Knock down the three-pointer, get to the rim. She can get to the free throw line. She's crafty.
Yeah, very crafty.
Crafty. So sometimes she look like she's coming off for a three-point shot, and she backdoors you for a layup. She gets her teammates involved. She can pass. She can shoot. Man, she is a complete basketball player.
And not just any kind. We're talking about the type of magnetic stardom usually reserved for the LeBron and Steph tier. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball. She's creating culture. Yet here comes Sheryl Swoopes, treating Clark's success like a personal insult. Instead of seeing a rising tide that lifts all boats, Swoopes acts like Caitlin's dragging hers ashore to retire it. It's that old, who invited this new kid to my party energy. And it's as transparent as it is exhausting. Let's break it down. On one end, you've got Caitlin selling out arenas, dominating stat sheets, inspiring the next generation, and rewriting WNBA popularity metrics. On the other, you've got Swoopes with her finger glued to the critique button, dissecting Clark's every move like she's auditioning for CSI Hardwood. Honestly, if we're being fair, Sheryl Swoopes has devoted so much time to monitoring Clark's career, she might qualify as her unofficial biographer at this point.
Go grab your own teammate, don't come grab my teammate. So where Aaliyah Boston went over to Angel and was kind of like, we ain't gonna do that. Like, to me, you gotta go get your own teammate. I didn't have a problem with the foul. I thought it was a hard foul. I thought the refs got it right, and then you keep on playing. I got issues with all the other stuff that came along with that, not that foul.
And how's Caitlin handling all this chaos? Like a seasoned vet playing chess while everyone else argues over checker pieces. After the game, she sat beside Aaliyah Boston at the press conference, cool and composed, brushing off the drama like lint off a blazer. No malice, she said, just defense. It was the verbal equivalent of, move along, folks. She even admitted she didn't think it deserved a flagrant upgrade, proving once again that she's somehow more mature than half the adults hot taking her every breath. Naturally, Cheryl found a way to twist that too. She zoomed in so hard on that mini confrontation she could have passed for the league's official drama detective. She had notes on Aaliyah, on Caitlin, on the walkaway, on who stood where, and who blinked when. Swoopes nitpicked the sequence like she was breaking down Zapruder film footage, complete with commentary on who should have grabbed whom and what it all really meant. If WNBA drama ever needed a theatrical director, Cheryl's got the job locked.
Just about every single analyst and pundit in the basketball community has been rifling off takes regarding Caitlin Clark's flagrant foul on Angel Reese during the May 17th game between the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky. Not only was the foul itself noteworthy, it really wasn't. I mean, there's people out there trying to claim some kind of random different angle showed up, and I've watched that over and over again, the original angle and then this new angle. I'm not entirely sure this new angle I'm seeing is not a...
But the real show, that was in the stands. Indianapolis showed up like it was Super Bowl Sunday. You had Fever diehards, Iowa transplants, and families dressed in head-to-toe Clark gear like it was Halloween for hoop fans. And they didn't come to sip tea. They came to see fireworks. The roar after every Clark three, the gasp after the foul, the eruption after the skirmish. It was electric. Not chaotic, not toxic, just pure, unfiltered basketball energy. The league could bottle that and sell it for $19.99.
Cynthia Cooper. Oh boy, I think she may have made Sheryl Swoopes a little bit salty. I can see that.
She averaged 31.6, 7.4 rebounds, 9 assists, right? Did anyone expect her to do that in WNBA?
Those three? No.
Right? So she didn't do that?
No.
Now, if we say her stats are today, what?
20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But
That's crazy.
5.6
Those are hell of a number.
Those are hell of a number.
But to me, that's...
And you better believe they'll be back. This whole saga, the foul, the flare-up, the swoops. Soliloquy, the Twitter theater. It's only pumping more oxygen into the Clark versus Reese bonfire. The rematch? Already circled, highlighted, and framed. Ticket prices are spiking. Caitlin versus Angel is now the WNBA's hottest product, and no amount of finger-wagging from disgruntled legends can slow the hype train. Let's get real. Being a megastar means becoming a magnet for love, hate, clicks, and critiques. Clark's spotlight is so bright, it's practically giving people sunburn. And with every 30-point performance, every viral highlight, every crowd chanting MVP, at the line, the target on her back grows. But that's how it works. You don't become a star without also becoming a lightning rod.
I can see the salt. I can see the sweat beads coming out of Sheryl Swoopes' forehead right now, while her former teammate, who won 4 WNBA championships with her. 4. And she's getting on here and she's telling the world Caitlin Clark is the truth.
So for every fan holding up a homemade Caitlin is Queen sign, there's a Sheryl Swoopes in the background, squinting skeptically and muttering something about the good old days. And you know what? That might be the best compliment Clark's received yet. You're not truly at the top until someone who used to be the top won't stop critiquing your parking stance. Still, Cheryl's gonna Cheryl. She's got opinions, and she's not shy. But when those opinions start swinging like a pendulum stuck in a grudge, people notice. They see the contradiction, the bitterness, the unwillingness to let a new era unfold without commentary. And more than that, they see Clark continuing to rise, despite the noise.
The Indiana Fever are that golden destination, and I can't help but laugh to the fans and the people online and the media commentators, unfortunately, who said that nobody wanted to play in Indiana. That doesn't make any sense.
So while Sheryl Swoopes polishes her next paragraph-long complaint, Caitlin Clark is busy prepping for another game, another sold-out crowd, and another box. Score that reads like a prophecy. She's not distracted. She's not deterred. She's dominating. The truth? Caitlin Clark is the lifeblood of the league right now, the oxygen in the WNBA's lungs. Without her, the league is a whisper. With her, it's a roar. That flagrant? A footnote. The backlash, background noise, and the critics? Just echoes in an arena already chanting her name. Do you think Swoopes is delusional? Let us know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.